Hello everyone, this is Black Phantom. After the recording I just did, this is just me earlier to tell you there are some moments where I'm going to be close and far away from the mic, and that was a problem I had during this, and I forgot about it sometimes, and I probably will go in and out of. So I give you a warning, and I sometimes switch because my cat was on my phone for a little bit, but it's just a warning. Sometimes there's going to be audio differences, like how I'm talking right now compared to how I'm talking like this. So do understand that. I'm sorry, but it's just how my recording goes because I'm using headphones that don't have cords on them. They're wireless headphones. They're wire headphones, but have wireless parts. So yes, hopefully you guys did enjoy the edit though, and we'll start the video now.
Why, hello everyone. It is I, Black Phantom. I returned as I said I would. And if you guys can't tell by the background or title of this magnificent video that I have created today, um, today we are doing What If Deku was in High School DxD, or Izuku Midoriya was in High School DxD. Now, I've seen a lot of this stuff. I'm going to work on 3 series one at a time, hopefully upload one weekly. So I'm going to do this series till the end, then I'm going on to a different series, which I'll say, I'll either do two other series. So one of them is going to be, well, I know one, I forget the other one, but one of them is going to be What If Deku, I think. Yeah. What if Deku was a Soul Reaper? So that would be the next series that's going on. And then there's another one I have to do. Oh yeah, it was What if Deku was in Danganronpa, uh, which is if you guys should look up Danganronpa if you don't know what it is. But yes. Oh my god, my mic's all the way down there. So I'm using a different mic this time. I'm not sure if it's louder or not. I'm not using the old mic I used. I'm using headphones and I'm on phone. However, it still works. My phone's plugged in. Okay, good. So instead of like I've seen a lot, like a few. I've read texting stories and whatever. It's not gonna be like how it would have been like where he was transported from another dimension or he got reincarnated. No, Deku was born there, right? He was born there. He wasn't just magically poofed into existence there. He was born. He was born there between a devil and human, kind of like Akino. However, Akino's father was a fallen angel and she became a devil. So, in a sense, basically demon and I'm not sure which is which. The mother and father don't really have any importance to the story. However, yes, they're just one's a human, one was a demon. So he's half demon, half human. Okay, that makes sense. His I don't know. Okay, I should explain this as well. Okay, in the series, of course, it's gonna stay the same with like, um, I forget. You guys have to please tell me in the comments, like, what do the fallen angels have like groups or whatever, like peerages or decks, I guess you would call the angels, because like the angels have like decks of cards. The devils have peerages, which is just chess pieces, and fallen angels have what? I don't really know. However, in this series, basically speaking, of course, everything's technically canon still. However, we're not going to go over that. We're just going to, technically speaking, it's not canon yet, but basically every person has the same type of personality as canon, which means no, there's not going to be an actual ship for this. However, I might actually no, the ship will be actually. I'm going to make it Konako because I like Konako. I personally like Konako. She's my favorite girl in High School DxD. Not because no, don't think anything weird about it. I just whatever. Yeah, so Konako will be the ship, and then so it'd be Izuku X Konako. And yes, there won't be any weird stuff. Like I won't make any sexual scenes. No, that's just no. I genuinely speaking, it's weird when I'm still gonna talk about. I'm gonna do experiences. How I've been doing my content for a while now. I genuinely hate stories that make everything super sexual. Like it's basically speaking like there was like I watch these like videos and they go on to like the Click and a few other channels like it's Ben and I see like this thing called Gacha Life Fringe K. I don't watch Gacha or whatever. But I see this stuff and I'm like, what? And then they're talking about like plus 13 stuff and then apparently it's like plus 18 stuff and like that does not make any sense if you're making a plus 13. Like having censorship over something, cool. However, it's not 13 plus. It is technically speaking, it would probably be at least 16 plus if you're making it like super sexual or if you're making it sexual. However, yes, if you guys are wondering, for ship or for some ship wise, I'm not going to ship Baku Deku, not because, I think it's bad. I'm not, no, I don't really care. I think it's cool, whatever. You can ship whoever you want. I just think it's overused for a lot of stuff now. Like, it's like the go-to ship for some things. Like Bakudeku, just immediate go, immediate go. Now, don't think I am, because any other really male ships, I'm fine with. Like, perfectly speaking, fine with. Like, even female ships. Like, if I ever make Deku or any of my characters, I use a female. I don't care. I can make them lesbian, gay, or whatever. I don't really care. It's my thing. I'm not shipping Bakudeku ever. It just makes logically no sense to me. People are gonna think, oh, but what about again? No, people are probably not even gonna comment that. But no, just I can't. I'm not gonna do it. I gotta make sure I'm still recording. I'm not gonna do it. Never ever. I'm sorry. Never ever going to properly do it because it's weird. I genuinely think it's so weird because of that fact. Like, I don't like it. It's I genuinely hate it. It's like, and they make it so sexual too. Like this, I don't. My sister cursed my ears by talking about Omegaverse, which, and my sister's laughing because I know she can hear me. Yeah, my sister's cackling now because she can hear me. So yeah, I was introduced to this thing called Omegaverse. I hated it immediately because it makes no sense in the human anatomy. And if people are like, oh, but it's where people or whatever, that shouldn't still be physically possible because okay, in the sense of, sorry, I'm going into a deep conversation before, so I'm not going to put up time skip thing. I'm just going to say, or in the thing in my comment, probably skip to there if you don't want to hear my rambling on it in the comments. It's just weird because in a sense, in males can get pregnant, right? Like omegas, whatever, but that still makes no logical sense in the sense of how you would mate with them. I'm not going to say like something weird like that, how you would mate with them. It's just weird. Like, and screwed, I'm not going to talk about this any longer. It just hurts my brain even more. So we go to the day a powerful being was born, thanks to. By the way, Deku's. I mean, yeah, Deku's going to be like a part of the old war, like the old Great War. Where God, Satan, and yeah, God, Satan, and some of the fallen angels leaders died, that war. He's going to be a part of that. But I should explain something of why Deku has that, like his sacred gear. Oh crap. You guys can name it in the comments. I don't have a name for it. It's genuinely weird. I don't have a name for it because I had a name. It was like something. I originally thought of calling it Bartholomew. No, it was Bartholomew. It was Bartholomew. That was the name I called it, but I'm not gonna remember it. So guys, think of a name I'll probably remember. Um, the first name I chose was Beelzebub, but I was like, never mind, because Beelzebub's already a character. And however, the reason why, yes, it's Sacred Gear Scythe, it is a Sacred Gear. Um, the reason why it's there is because of the fact is that I'll make this in a sense. So, Great Red, the big fucking dragon you see, and like the end, I get. Well, you see him a lot. Like he's there, but he's an entity that flies through he's a dimension traveler. Like he travels through and he kicked Orphis out of there. Like he kicked Orphis out. Sorry if my mic's going in and I'm moving my hand. Hold on, please give me like 10 seconds. I'm sorry. Uh, I have a cast on my. I have to put a cast on my wrist sometimes because my family or me and my father have weak wrists sometimes, and it causes reactions, and it just genuinely starts to hurt. So I have to put a cast on sometimes. That's why I had a cast on, and this is my first time of having to do this. It just genuinely feels so painful though. I could just cut this out of the video, but no, I am too lazy to do that. That's right. Black Phantom is very lazy. Why I didn't upload for so long because I was too lazy. But you guys probably couldn't even hear me mumble on for a bit. Okay, so yeah. Great Red was his power in a sense was split. Well, not split in half, more like split into a quarter. Okay, so a quarter of his power was taken, right? A quarter of his power, but he's still strong as hell. Oh crap. So, but that was changed into a sacred gear. Changed into the scythe. You guys can name the scythe. I generally speaking, you guys can name the scythe. And yeah, I was about to say something, but I'm not gonna because this is gonna take a while. If this takes an hour, I don't really care. So yeah, Deku just they sealed it inside of other people, but they died. So they decided, okay, so I'll say this. Deku's parent, that was the demon, was a high demon figure in the demon realm at the time of Satan being there still. Oh, right. Another series I want to make is what if Deku was in Welcome to Demon School Irma. I'll make that later though. I'll make that after the other two series. Unless I don't, unless I make them, unless I do a different upload schedule and just upload once. I don't really know when I'm gonna upload. Just letting you guys know. I'm sorry. If you guys don't know, I very much lose track of how I speak. But yeah. Uh, but yeah, before like Satan and the other and God and the some of the fallen angels faction leaders died. He was born before that, but every single one. Okay, let's go back to the big story, the big red story. So yeah, every single time Big Red was like put in to someone or the scythe was wielded, it wouldn't be a lap, right? So how the scythe worked is it like kind of went through the bloodstream. Yeah, it kind of worked like the flood screen. Like say there's this one anime character I forget who, but just freezes or uses their own blood as a weapon, kind of like that. Just doesn't use their actual blood. It just appears because it's like flowing through their veins. It gives them like extra strength. However, people can't survive that, and they would explode in the process. However, the high-ranking demon parent of Izuku, they decided, a lot of the council of demons, I'll say the council of demons or the pillars, the household pillars, decided to put it in Izuku, okay, because he was a primed candidate. He already had good powers. Like being honest, he would probably match like, at his full potential as an adult, which he's not going to, would be able to match probably Demon King Satan himself. Now, of course, in the sense they all died from all the high-ranking people died of crossfire, meaning that they were pretty strong. No, no, sorry, he'll be as strong as a dragon, like as strong as he's probably going to be a little bit stronger than Albion and Drag because Great Red is stronger than them, but I don't think he's going to be fully stronger than Orphis because Orphis is trying to take back her place in the time dimensional gap. I think it's called the dimensional gap. I'm not sure. I'm going to call it the dimensional gap, but yes, she was called in the dimensional gap, and yeah. So he's not as powerful as Orphis, but he's close. Say as an adult, well, not as an adult, but at his I'm not gonna say when, but it's later on in the series, okay? But yeah, he'll be strong in the future. He's already going. So okay, continuing on with the story. Sorry. So yeah, they try to put that in, and the scythe. Okay. I got to make this some weird type of BS because it's my what if I can do whatever I want. The scythe started like to slowly vanish, like, and everyone was freaked out about it because this really never happened. I should explain what happened when people were rejected by the scythe. It wouldn't disappear, more like it would just make their arms start, or they would start to like puff up and then just explode. Okay, and the scythe would still be there. So they had to have like these gloves, right? It was these gloves that just didn't have it would they're okay. The scythe has uses magical power as like its strength point. So if someone was underneath that's magical, or no, it uses magical power. However, if it's not the actual equal magical power, not equal. However, if it's not magical power that is good for it, it will explode the enemy, or it will explode it. So basically speaking, it's very weird. Basically, oh my god, I'm not sure how loud I'm talking, but basically speaking, yeah, it's basically just weird. People just exploded from it, and it never disappeared. But as soon as it started disappearing, people were freaked out. But then Satan was like, "Enough." I'm gonna go into different voices for this, by the way. He was like, "Enough." It's probably going into him. Like actually, like generally speaking, it went like into him, and then started. It just started coursing. The scythe. I should explain the scythe's ability as well. Well, I should explain a few of them. So of course, it's this great red is very powerful. So when this even if the scythe isn't equipped, it's going to give Izuku very much boosted strength. It's kind of like explosion, like or like second form of you say. So basically, yes, that's his just normal strength before he like start whatever. That's just his normal strength before he starts to train even more. Okay, so say he was like say he learns martial arts. Okay, this is just hypothetical. Say he learns martial arts. His probably hits would be like say a bodybuilder, right? A bodybuilder would hit hard. Say imagine that times four, just as a probably a high schooler. Imagine that just one punch, just as strong as that, meaning that he has to hold back his punches a lot, or he could legitimately break down a wall if he could, if he wanted to. And then his next ability, or yeah, and then when he is actually holding the scythe, his that's basically just his strength. His speed is probably times three, or yeah, times three about a normal boat. He's probably like two times as fast as Usain Bolt, just with training though. This is like with a little bit of training, with training while running. So yeah, it's not he's not going to be as fat. Like if he was just okay, so he would be normal without training. He'd probably be as fast as Usain Bolt. However, if he actually trained, he'd be times two of Usain Bolt. So he goes pretty fast, and then okay, and then he gains more intellect and whatever. It's basically just a stat improvement. Intellect goes by two instead of or goes by three, so he becomes even more smart. He's even more smart. Um, his person right, and then with the scythe equipped, it just gains a times two power boost for all. So say it was times four of a boxer or no a martial art not martial artist a bodybuilder, it'd be times eight of a bodybuilder. It would be plus he does and his intelligence, as I said, it was times three, then it goes to times six. His speed turns to times four, and then continuation he trains the more times he gets. His special ability, right? His special ability allows him just to, it's kind of like because of this, he's learned to use a lot of weapons, and his main weapon is a sword, right? Whenever he's not using his scythe, he's using a sword. That's being why he has a sword there. And he always has like this kitsune mask on. Like either he'll have it on like his eye, like only covering one of his eyes, or he'll have it covering his face, like how Kakashi did, or he'll have it like on the side, like he does now. His personality is kind of just canon, I guess, like his normal person, not manga. Just he has a nice personality. He's like a being. He's innocent, but at times when he needs to get serious, he'll completely change. He'll still be innocent, right? He won't think of like weird stuff, like perverted stuff. No, he won't be a pervert. Like I just he won't be a pervert. Okay, he won't be a pervert. And yeah, another thing is whenever he is using like, so of course he's gonna have devil wings. However, if he really just doesn't want to use his devil wings, he has also dragon wings. Hold on, I'm getting a drink of water. Sorry. If you guys can't tell, I'm talking a lot because it's been a while since I've talked a lot. So oh, Jesus, it's been a while since I've talked a lot, so I need to drink some water to actually gain back my voice from talking so much. So yeah, and the reason why it's been a while since I've started recording, it's 9:01. I have around an hour. I have an hour to record, or I now have an hour because I go to bed at 10, and then yeah. So I'll probably record for like this every night. Hopefully every night. I'm not sure when I'm continuing recording, but yeah, basically speaking, unless I'm doing robotics because I have clubs, and yeah, because I'm in high school. But yeah, continuation. I'm basically speaking. Probably around half an hour of this is just going to be me explaining his abilities. Right now, remember he'll gain more. His special ability is called Phantom, like Phantom, basically. I know, haha, very funny. My name's Phantom. I didn't even think about that though. The ability Phantom allows him to kind of make a double of himself, like a Phantom type thing, and it looks like he's like he. It looks like he can go invisible, but he just diverts. Like that like color called Go Away Green, or like there was this other blue color that just, or like cyan, that makes you not care about it. Basically speaking, that's what happens. People like don't notice him until he's legitimately like up front with them, and it's cool. And he like, it looks like he's like, and of course it summons the second, like it summons the second clone. It's not as powerful, more like it's divided by two. So it's divided by two, so it's half his power. So say he uses the Phantom skill when he's just normally in fighting. He'll basically, that basically one is like not, it's basically like the fast at the time. Basically it's half as fast as Usain Bolt. It's only two times stronger as a normal fight or as a normal bodybuilder. It's only what, 1.5 times smarter, and it's really, generally speaking, it's just divide everything by half. Except for height and whatnot, those things don't really change. However, when his scythe, of course, it's still divided by two, so 4 turns or 8 turns to four. He basically gets all his basically the Phantom gets all his normals, all of his normal things, as well as he gets that. His special move, I would say, would be Phantom Slash. This is only move I'm going to talk about with the scythe. Phantom Slash allows him to create this black wave around him if either he can choose to do a circle, which is called um full wave. Yeah, full, I'll call it full wave, which just basically speaking, it causes a wave, like a ripple effect to his blade, or not to his blade, but to his strike. So in like a normal Phantom Slash, he causes this black line, like black line wherever. You know how like there's these what would it be? If you have like a sword, right? Kind of like when Zoro uses Enmu for the first time, and he like causes that slash that you can physically see. Kind of like that, except for it's not as powerful. Like it's not as powerful. Oh, and he has a good mastery with weapons. Like, and yeah, this is basically what he wears though. Like, however, he doesn't wear that like weird fanny pack. He doesn't wear that. He wears that, the other stuff though. However, he does have this thing called the shadow dimension. It doesn't really, okay, don't think this is going to be overpowered. This shadow dimension really only works as like a pocket dimension that works with what? It only really works with actual physical things. Okay, so say it's a pocket dimension, of course. The only people who can access it is him alone, and it's really only meant for storing weapons. So, generally speaking, in the sense of a devil, I think a devil only has 2 wings, or it could have like 10 wings. I think, I'm not sure, but I think a demon only has 10 or 8, 2 wings. So only 2 wings can the devil be used. But generally speaking, yeah, if Izuku wanted to, if he wanted to go fast, he could just sprout his demon and demon and what? Human? Demon and demon what? Demon and dragon. Sorry, demon and dragon wings. He could summon those, and he could go faster. So yeah, now you know some of his abilities. Pocket dimension, basically. Okay, so as a young kid, Izuku started to learn to train and fight, like because he had to. He was in one of the pillars, like the family pillars, the pillars of families, the peerages that had to leave on. That's why he doesn't really. However, he is solo, so he won't really have a peerage. He won't have a peerage. He'll be a solo fighter, right? He'll be a solo fighter, and that all. Okay, so yes. Now we go to the start of the. So as said, uh, hold up, sorry, I have to sneeze. Never mind, I don't. We go to the start of the holy, or not the holy war, the faction war. There we go, the faction war. Izuku was as a kid, he was probably around 15 or 16 by now. He was surrounded by bloodshed, like physical manifestation of bloodshed. Like, so he became very split, I guess you could call it. He became very split. During that war, he genuinely lost all sense of care for murder. Like, murder was never off the table. If he had to do it, he would murder someone immediately. He's been attacked a few times, but however, whenever someone did try to hit him, the scythe is an automatic shield, so it causes this shield. Not shield, but immediately activates the scythe and just works kind of like the spirit chassis would, and just flings and blocks it and works like that. Um, yeah, and then Izuku learned about his shadow ability, and yeah, something else about shadow. Shadow can either take power away, not like Albion where it divides it in half. However, he can take as much as you really wanted to. Izuku can probably only take around a quarter of someone's power, and then he can give them. And then for he has this ability to boost as well. Him or his teammates, he can only boost himself probably and other people about a quarter as well. So he's not going to be like times two of a boost. It's going to be only a quarter boost. So, in the sense, if his shadow ever hit someone and drag his shadow can physically touch stuff and start taking around a quarter. So say he takes around a quarter of Sane's power. That's a pretty big buff. That's a pretty big buff because it's a quarter of his power, and he can boost himself that quarter. He can boost himself that quarter, or he can take it and boost himself only a quarter of his power, and then give a quarter to everyone else. And he did that a lot during the Holy War. Yeah, or I'll call it the Holy War or Faction War. He did it during the Faction War, and this is the one thing that really kept him and his Devil Brethren alive a lot of the time, because he stole power from high-ranking fallen angels, and he stole from God himself and high-ranking angels. And yeah, so generally speaking, Satan probably he one time stole. The reason why so many people died in this or so many fallen commanders died, is because Izuku made or the devils and angels made a deal to first off fully eradicate or try to eradicate a lot of the fallen, because fallen were generally not meant to be there. They were fallen angels trying to get back in grace, killing demons, and just throwing everything off balance. So they decided to try and kill him. However, of course, Azazel lived and whatnot. However, of course, Izuku took a lot of around half the power of the leader of the fallen before Azazel, and gave or he first gave half to Satan, and then he took around, I guess, he went to the sidekick of it and got around, I guess, half of his or quarter of his power, and then gave that quarter to God. Meaning that, of course, God was powerful, but not as powerful as Satan was. Satan was around probably a lot, and Izuku's boost only lasts for probably around an hour. So they eradicated a lot of people quickly. The Fallen had to retreat and didn't participate anymore. Except for they really did during the big part, when God and Satan were fully drained. That's when the Fallen came back and started attacking. So Izuku had to deal with angels and Fallen. Now, of course, Izuku is very, very he lost sense of humanity. He lost sense of his humanity. His parents died. That's why he lost sense of a lot of stuff. His parents died. His mother got killed, and then when his mother got killed, okay, his mother got. The mother was a human, by the way. Okay, I'll say the mother was the human, father was the demon. His mother was killed by a fallen. Because of course, I'd technically be treated by a sin. You're mating with the devil. Yeah, and then Izuku's father tried to get revenge and got revenge. However, was immediately killed by one of the high faction of Fallen. So Izuku has a very sustained hatred for the Fallen, as well as he doesn't like the angels, but he won't immediately try to kill them. Right? He won't immediately try to kill them. But if you see the Fallen and they're okay, there's times when Izuku won't kill a Fallen, right? Or an angel. So say an angel is actually trying to do good and make things wrong and not trying to kill devils who don't need to be killed. He won't kill them, right? He won't kill them, and he'll just walk past, whatever. Nothing happened. However, if he sees an angel, of course, doing the wrong, or that goes for fallen, he will immediately just kill them. He'll kill them immediately, no remorse, no whatever. So he has this really nice personality because his mental changed from like at the end of the whole Great War or the faction war changed from kill or be killed in this world to I'm going to make sure no one has to deal with that again and make sure everyone has a smile on their face. So he's the only people in his household left, or he's the only person, which means he's still there. It's just he's more like the right hand man of one of the demon kings. I would have to say Leviathan. He's like the right hand and like Lady Leviathan. So he knows, like, of course, the Leviathan head. What's her name? I forget his name. And he knows Sonya. So yeah. Oh, well, he's known Sonya ever since she was a kid, and of course, he's been doing that. Okay. He never really talked to Zect or really anyone else in that other faction. He really didn't talk to Leviathan. Sorry, I got something stuck. So yeah, he really only talked to the Leviathan about stuff, and when he was done, he really just left. So of course, Izuku never really went to a high school. So when Sorzak learned about that, he was like, "Hey, yo, you want to go to my or this high school, in Tokyo?" I forget where I forget where high school DxD. I think it's like Kuo Town. Of course, it's like Kuo Academy, like Kuo Town. How yeah. So yeah. Uh, he was like, sure. Actually, didn't he was like, sure, I'll go there because he knows Sonya's there. Am I bleeding? Sorry, I feel like I'm bleeding on a finger. Okay, I'm not bleeding. It's just I have some dead skin. Okay, whatever. Um. So yeah. So now we'll start off. Yeah, we'll actually start everything off. We go to Izuku. This is like a little before. This is like, okay, Izuku's first year. So Issei is what, in his first or second year? Hold up. At the start of high school, Dexter, what year is Issei? Issei in? He's okay. He's a third year. Okay, so he is a third year. So Izuku is third year. I mean, so no, Izuku is a first year, and so he joined when. So really, he joined when, of course, Alal, like all of the first occult research people joined. So the first year of Rias, Issei, and them. Okay, he joined that first year. So, well, no, he joined in their third year. However, yeah, never mind. Now he'll join like when Issei becomes king, right? You won't have time to really talk to them a lot because that would just may not make sense for Sonya. However, okay, whatever. So yes, this is like Izuku's first day in this was very comical, I guess you could say. So in a sense, he just walked there like he did in the normal tire. However, he genuinely we know he couldn't have because there's a school. So he wore the Kuo Academy uniform. I think that's the name of the school, right? Oh, sorry, wrong thumbnail. I think that's the name right. Geo affiliation, Hyodo nickname. Yeah, Kuo Academy. Kuo Academy. He's a part of Kuo Academy, so he joins the third year. It was a pretty normal day, I guess you could say. Of course, now everything's gonna be normal. He had to go to the team faculty, or not the faculty. Well, he had to go to the faculty office, but as well as he had to go to the student council. Student council, of course, is Sonia's peerage, and yeah. So of course, there's not going to be mention of Izuku being like thousands of years old. No, he was technically, in technical sense, he was legitimately 16 years old. Like he was 16. He was like 16 when the war started, and how hold on, how how let's J. How long did the faction war go on for in high school TXT? I know. Okay, I know that. Okay, the three factions. Count post-Great War, peace and treaty. Okay, so yeah, no, it really doesn't say. Why doesn't it start? Oh, and the four great Saiyans. Never mind, it was the four great Saiyans. If I, how long did the Great War last? I don't want to say period. Why did I just start sharing? Copy. Okay. If I go back, how long did the Great War go on? So it lasted. Okay. So it lasted. Looks like probably. Yeah, probably lasted around five. No. Okay. So if I go to. Hold up. Sorry, this is gonna take a minute. Sorry, calculator. If I do, what was it? It was one, 350, 50 plus 500 equals 80. So, in a sense, it looks like it lasted like. It looks like it lasted a few hundred years. Oh, well, never mind. Yeah, it lasted 500 or 600 or 560. So yeah. So basically speaking, he's around probably like 570. He's around 576 years old, I think it would say. Yeah, 576 years old since the start of the actual. Oh my God, I'm sorry, you guys probably just heard a loud noise, and it's probably getting even louder. But yeah, so he's around 576 years old, and but he looks like he's actually like high school, so like 16. He still looks 16, of course. And of course he's like 6'2", 6'1". Like, or he's 6'1". He's 6'1". Okay, because I'm like almost 6'1", and I'm only in my first year. Um, or I'm 6 feet tall, but I'm going to like 6'1" soon, and I'm only in my first year of high school. So yeah, uh, I should just stop with that. So yeah, he's in okay. So yeah, it's his technical. Well, he's in his third year. Okay, he's in his final year of high school, but because he's been going to high school for like 2 years now. But however, Zach was like, "Hey, yo, you want to come to this school?" And yeah, so we start out. Yeah, we continue where Deku's going into the. He's going to knock on the student council room. Okay, he's led in by one of them. I really, and then he generally just talks to Sonia. Sonia immediately recognizes him, and says, "Hey, yo, Izuku." I'm not gonna be like, "Hey,
it's I'm not gonna go into like actual speaking thing. It's basically she's like, Izuku, is that you? You know, they have a touching reunion a little bit, and then they're like, yeah, we'll talk later after school's done. Of course she knows that he's a devil, and of course because he helped a little bit in her childhood. He visited a lot because he had nothing better to do. He basically speaking, he's like the first I would say the first general. He's the right hand man, or he's the right hand of. Hold up. Um, Sonia Leviathan. Please don't take this long to load, phone. Sonia Leviathan. High school DX DXD. Oh, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. Seraphol. There we go. Seraphol. That's her name. Seraphol. Okay. So Seraphol. So he's the right hand man of Seraphol. Right hand of Seraphol, and there we go. He genuinely only really speaks, generally speaking, to Sonia and her parents because he really doesn't have anything to talk to Zach's family or his parents because there's really no point. So yeah, we continue on because yeah, all that happens. A day goes smoothly, and he's in his third year. He's not in the same class as Issei or them because he doesn't. He take in high school. He's taking academic, so he's much more smarter, or he's doing a lot more smarter stuff than, of course, the occult research club or not the occult research or Issei or his friends. He's above that. He's in different classes, of course, like almost for everything. I'm not sure, but yeah, he's in almost every different class for everything. I'm sorry if my voice goes down and immediately goes super high. I suggest volume more. I should put a volume warning. I'll put the volume warning at the start again, and then just do that. Yeah. Uh, I'll add a little bit on CapCut. But yeah, I'll watch this all in just then probably around tomorrow. It either is gonna go up today or tomorrow, one of the two, and then we'll continue with that. But yes, so Izuku really goes through with going through, and he goes through his classes normally, and at the end of the day, him and Sonia really catch up and start talking a lot because around till about Sonia was in like her, I guess, fifth grade, meaning her like fifth grade. He left, like he had to go and do stuff for like uh Sarah, he had to do some stuff for Seraphol and didn't come back, right? Because this was like a big thing. Like he had to do research on dragons and other mythical sacred gear. So he uses sacred gear. Of course he uses his sacred gear, and I'm gonna show you the balance breaker next episode. But yeah, so now we skip ahead. So we skip ahead. Of course, he goes through his normal classes, and they catch up through all that. And we skip ahead till around Issei become or the first. No, we skip around till about the Asya incident, with her getting killed, all that. So yeah, you know, Sonia or Riaz does ask Sonia for a little bit of help in this. Of course, Sonia really doesn't agree with this and just says no. However, Sonia's like, but I think I know someone who will help. And she messages Izu, or not messages, just calls him and says, hey, there's these people who want to help this girl who's like being held captive in by the church and by fallen angels and probably going to be taken advantage of by with her sacred gear. Now, of course, we don't really know her sacred gear at this moment. We don't really know the name of it. I forget the name, but it's basically like two rings. I think it's two rings that allow her to heal. And yeah, so Izuku's like, yeah, sure, I'll help. Just because he genuinely is like indebted to.
I'll go back on like Izuku's more past with like the Leviath or the like with Seraphal, with her life with with his life with Seraphal and how he replays. So he really puts everyone in that family. So yeah, he takes up this offer and goes with them, and of course, he of course because he's old and he can tell stuff, he can tell that. Hold up, how I have to actually check how old is Rias? How old is Rias? If it says she's 16 or older, I don't believe that because she's been alive a lot longer than that. Like, Jesus, this takes so long for stuff to load. Why does it take so long? How if it says like she's 17 or whatever, I'm gonna be like, because that shouldn't be feasibly possible. Yeah, screw it. I'll look it up later, but probably it's probably gonna just make up some weird thing saying, oh yeah, no, she's 16. She's 16 years old. I'm not. It's weird, but whatever. So yeah, he comes. He immediately just like, oh, someone from the Gremory family. That's very cool because Rias is not like. Okay, I'm pretty sure it says though Rias is not as strong as her brother. However, does have destructive power, like because she's from the Gremory family. Of course, if you guys have a name for like Izuku's family, of course say it in the comments. I don't really have a name for it. But yeah, uh, of course Izuku won't really pull out a scythe in this battle because there's really no point to. But so he immediately notices that Konoko is a Neko. Neko? What is Konoko? What is Konoko? Okay, hold up. Oh, it says it. It really does not say. Why does it not say? Yeah, he's 17. So yeah, they're 17 at the start. She's 18 years old. What? What? Don't show me Reese, please don't. What? What? Oh my god. Okay, whatever. Okay, whatever. Yeah. Oh, right. They have name. Like, right, because she's a part of the Leviathan family. Because she got the name Leviathan from being a part of the. I'm sorry, guys. I keep on forgetting. Like, my mic's all the way down here, and there are probably moments where you have to turn it up. But I'm gonna tell you, make sure if you can just hear it for a second, do not wear headphones, or you can if you want to. But viewer discretion is wise. I should have said this earlier. Be careful with headphones, because I completely forget sometimes, and I really talk very fast and loud, so it might be hard to understand me fully. But continuation on what I was saying was he's indebted to the to Sarah Fall's family, so he really does anything. So for this battle, really, Izuku's just going to use his sword, and he's going to come up with his sword. Of course, he noticed Konoko was a Nekokuna. She's the Neko thing, and it's like, cool, whatever. You can hide, whatever. I don't really care. I just want to get this done because I have work to do. I have stuff to work with Sacred Gears. He kind of has a fascination like Azazel did with other Sacred Gears, and that this is probably gonna take a while to upload, but who cares? But yeah, he is he is that type of research. He won't go to the means of killing people for their Sacred Gears. He'll just research them by like um getting their blood and just printing out what their Sacred Gear will look like in that sense. So he quickly does that with Issei, and of course he did that, and he continues on and on and on and on. Now they're walking. Oh, my cat's right beside me, laying down beside. Um, they're all walking down, and they hide, and then of course there's really no point in hiding anymore. And Izuku and Konako just start walking, as the others who were there were just like, "What are you doing?" And then Konako's just like, "They already know we're here." So, they run into that weird priest. I forget his name. What was my cat doing? They run into that. I think his name was Freed. Yeah, they run into Freed and deal with that. Of course, something basically it all goes as canon because Izuku really didn't fight this part. He just sat on like the bench. He just sat on one of the altars. I forget what they're called. Bench. I'll call them benches. He just sat on one of the benches, saw what was happening. I was like, damn. He was like, he had chips. He was like, damn, they weak. I'm kidding. No, he was like, okay, whatever. Cause he was serious. He's serious at this moment, right? So I sh- this is probably going to be weird to understand fully, but I'll continue on. Yeah. So when they go down, they see so many fallen and just that, and then they see Asya on that weird cross again, and then well, that's happening, and of course Izuku's just like, what the hell are you doing? He went even more serious, right? And he immediately just sprouts his. Okay, there's different like forms of where Izuku's mad. Like, of course, they're dealing with a sacred someone with a sacred gear and killing her or them killing someone, he'll just go into his demon wing, use his demon wings for just. I should explain this. His dragon wings are a lot faster than demon wings, and then if they're both together, he's like super fast, even faster. But he went to his demon. He went, however, when he's dealing with so much bloodshed that he has to like go fast enough but doesn't have to like go fast enough that he'll choose, or when he's like super enraged he'll choose dragon wings, and when you get him so mad that he has to actually use both, you're majorly screwed. So he immediately just grabs his sword and, well, no, for this he'll actually grab his scythe. Like for he was gonna fight free, but then he feels like, never mind, I don't really care. uh and then he started fighting fallen angels, but he grabbed his scythe this time, and immediately, like, of course, Odyssey is dead. Odyssey is dying, or basically dead already. Like, her sacred gear was taken already. Um, he used a dimensional, or I'll call it phantom swirl, and or no, phantom rip. I call it like phantom ripple. No, phantom waves. And I think I've explained what it was. It basically just creates these like waves. It's like, it's dependent on how many times he spins. Say Izuku spins 3 times, right? He spins 3 times, one up in the air, and he'll go up in the air if he wants to. Like, what's my cat's laying on my phone? My cat's done laying on my phone. Sorry guys, if you just turned that off, that would have been dumb. Yeah, okay, I made this at like 6 or 8:39. But yeah, made yeah, so okay. So how this ability works is, well, I should go into explain while he uses it. He either can go up in the air or and go down and create like wave type things. And so first he'll go up and then down, down, or no, so sorry, he'll stop at the bottom and then go up and up and up. So if he does it 3 times, there'll be one at the bottom, one in the middle, and one at the top. And if he goes like as enough as, like, probably the rooms can go about 5 of them, he'll do 5, and then they create like this wave type thing. So if he has more than 5 or 5 or more, they'll create like this wave. It'll be this diagonal wave. Of course, waves are diagonal, technically speaking, or they're rolling, but whatever. So yeah, they'll be diagonal type things. They'll be like a tsunami. They'll be like a tsunami. They'll go diagonal like that, going down, or kind of like I guess one of Kisame's moves, which just makes like this weird water fountain thing. Yeah, basically like that. Where's my computer? Sorry, what are you doing? Okay, whatever. Yeah, so basically that's how the ability works, and that's with 5 or more. If he has 4, it's just 3 or 4, 4 or less. It's just circle slashes, right? That have this a bit, some that has this like ripple effect, which they basically, the ripple effect just goes up, and like the waves go up and down, and that's all. That's all they really are. That's all it really does. So basically speaking, he just immediately squares up, and he tells no one to get in the way of those. Because if he puts down 3, of course, so they just have that ripple ability, and if they connect, they'll create like this weird bubble. if you get hit by a bubble, or like it's like this weird wall. If you get hit by that weird wall, you're immediately killed because they'll just disintegrate you immediately. Works for angels, demons, whatever. Like it's not one shot, of course. It's not gonna be one shot. The only reason why it's one shot is because of how low they are. Like say something like Rainier wouldn't be instantly killed by it, but would be have damage to her, because of course she'll heal, but she'll heal. She'll have the ability to heal herself. So she wouldn't die because she's like a high ranking. She's turning into a high ranking fallen, and yeah. So Izuku just does that and tells like everyone, don't touch the black or he says he telepathic or no, he just says before they go in, he's like he tells everyone like, do not touch the black essence I'm about to come out. Make sure you're like away from it, but when I start I will he'll do like a 181. Yeah, 180. It'll be called a 180. It's the 180, and yeah, so he says, I'll do the 180. Just don't go back. Don't go in front until those things are done. Make sure they don't hit you because they'll probably immediately kill you. Of course, immediately speaking, he immediately goes down there and uses it, and it kills basically everyone except for a few because, they'll be high enough in strength just to not be hit by it. And then, of course, this is like times two of this. If it was just normal, probably almost everyone would have survived, just been heavily injured. They immediately died, and of course, the people who are still weaker just got heavily injured, or half probably about half of their strength was injured. And then when they were done, Izuku took a quarter of their power, which means they really only had like a quarter power left in them. Or of course, he gave it to the others with his phantom, and said yeah, and then was like yeah, just beat the crap out of them, and he basically all everything in canon that happens with saving Asya and then Izuku's still like he's still going whale with some of the fallen angels who just survive that and still go on. He's having a whale. He's just using his bare fists right now. Like he's using bare fists and going at them. But when he's done, he puts on these brass knuckles, right? They're not like the sacred gear, no. They just have the color of the sacred gear themselves, and they do that, and he just kills them, and then he tells Sonya that it's done, and then he's going to go back to his research. And of course, yeah, he had his mask on, by the way, the whole time. Like he had his mask on, and that he was really serious during that moment. That's why he had a mask on. Of course, his eyes turn into, instead of a green like he has, it'll turn into a black or like a red color. It'll turn red. So yes, that will be it for this episode, though. Sorry for the cut out. My cat just headbutted me. Sorry for the sometimes weird audio, but yes. Thank you guys so much for watching this video though, and for my return. I love you all so much though. This is Black Phantom. Goodbye.